Brent, you caught up with a woman who played a big role in helping make that happen. Tell us about her.
That's right, Kurt. The 70-year-old really doesn't want to take too much credit for it, but when you hear her story, you'll realize her impact.
I grew up in an all-white neighborhood, but I went to an all-black school. And I actually didn't know that I was Black. I didn't know that there was a difference.
That's because Eunice Hagler was never taught to see race. As she grew older, life would teach some unexpected lessons, like when she applied for a job after college.
She said, "You have too much experience in education for a Black woman. You need to curtail your resume." And I'm like, no, I worked hard for this. I went to school while raising 4 children. I'm not going to do that. Because I was never taught racism, I didn't recognize it.
It forced her to dig deeper into her history. She learned about Juneteenth, the day slaves realized they were free back in 1865, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation.
I'm thinking, okay, so when they learned that they were free, what did they do? Did they tear up stuff? Did they get mad? They celebrated. And that just made me feel so good. And so every year when Juneteenth comes around, for me, it's, okay, this is a time of celebration. It's a time for unity.
A lesson she never learned in grade school.
I know I wasn't taught, but I never understood the history of it, the importance of it.
That's why Hagler led the way in creating a Juneteenth celebration in Fredericksburg before many others were even talking about it. Back in 2015, she invited now Delegate Joshua Cole to sing at the event, never knowing he'd one day be a state lawmaker.
I was working on a play with a friend of hers, and he was like, this lady I know does this Juneteenth celebration every year. And I was like, a who, what event? Because I had never heard of it.
It stuck with him, especially after he made it to the state capitol.
One of the first bills we put in when I got in because of her was making Juneteenth a state holiday.
He and other lawmakers saw it through, and he credits this dedicated local organizer for helping him learn what he never knew.
I didn't know I had a history. I don't want my kids, my grandkids, I have grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I want them to know their history.
On your side, Brent Solomon, NBC 12.